This is the first of a two-part roundup of what was on show at the recent Oceanology exhibition in London last week. If that's not your thing, then I hope to see you next time. Back in 2009, I spoke to a then relatively small company, ASV, about a novel vehicle design they were developing for CNC. It was a sort of cruciform shape with a high tower balanced by a keel. It was driven by a marine diesel, which gave it great advantages over battery-powered AUVs, which were becoming very popular. Well, a few months ago at an event organised by Sonodyne in Plymouth, I bumped into Dan Hook, who was the then ASV's technical director, and asked him, "Whatever happened to that? Do you ever develop any further?" And he said, "Well, no." So imagine my surprise when I saw Xblue's elegant new Drix vehicle. It's the sort of vehicle that Darth Vader would use for his hydrographic surveys. It really is that cool. It's launched. It was actually launched last year, but it's the first time most of us have actually get a chance to see it up front. Drix is an 8-metre long autonomous surface vessel made of Kevlar reinforced composite. It's low weight, narrow beam, and endurance between 3 to 10 days, depending on the sea state, and it can move at 3 to 14 knots. The sensors lie in a gondola 2 metres below the waterline, so there's no noise. Bibby Hydronamap have been one of the first early adopters. They've partnered with Xblue to bring the Drix to the European market. Anyway, this was one of a wide range of products on show at the Oceanology exhibition. We'll look at some of the others now, starting with cameras. Amenco showed its fish farm camera system. This consists of 2 pan and tilt cameras placed back to back in a high quality housing. Between the two are sensors that record depth, temperature and oxygen, so you know the water parameters that the fish are swimming in. The IP cameras are rated to 50 metres, but in this application you just need 25 metres or so. The camera also monitors the shape of the mouth. When the bottom jaw starts getting pointy, apparently it's a sign of longevity of the fish. Things you learn. STR showed its latest sea spider. This is essentially a drop camera deployed on or near the seabed to take photos. On it, it's possible to mount lights, stills cameras, such as a digital SLR with a water-corrected lens. High power strobe flash unit helps it take very high resolution, short exposure pictures, maybe 18 megapixels. You get a lot of clarity that you just don't get with a video camera. DataWorld develops buoys that measure, wave heights, current direction, speed, water temperature, that sort of thing. But recently it's incorporated the ability to measure air temperature. It has a black area and a white area on the antennae relating to a difference in radiation, and this is used to calculate the exact temperature of the air. One of Veilport's new products was on show, the Swift Plus, and this not only measures sound velocity, temperature and pressure, but also computes salinity, density, conductivity, and it also measures turbidity. Now this is due to a nephelometer, an optical backscatter, which spans 0 to 20,000 NTU. I think that's unique. Turbidity is cloudiness in the water, but it's also affected by particle suspension. So they're aiming at the Swift Plus at the environmental monitoring market, particularly the dredging sector, where measuring turbidity is really important. When using a multi-beam echo sounder, they need sound velocity and density measurements anyway, so this unit just does everything all in one. Sonodyne showed the Micro Ranger 2, its smallest ever underwater target tracking system. It's Sonodyne's third USBL acoustic tracking system to be built around the 6th generation 6G hardware and wideband 2 digital acoustic technology platform. So whereas Ranger 2 and Mini Ranger 2 were designed for complex and deep water survey and positioning operations, this new entry level introduces features to make it good for diving and small vessel operations in rivers, lakes, coastal waters. 3D at Depth has developed a new visualization system so that up to 12 people anywhere in the world can look at the same 3D image and even take it in turns to act as presenter in charge of moving the view around. And this means people with different expertise can come to the fore, explain issues, what to do, what not to do, what to avoid, to other members of the team. and pass a control baton to other colleagues. EdgeTex launched its 6205S combined side scan and bathymetry towfish, as well as the 4205, which is a tri-frequency unit, a first for a towed side scan. We'll talk about these more in UT2, but basically it gives the operator the ability to select 2 of 3 frequencies built into the system. Balmoral launched a new product for the surf sector, which will reduce bend restrictor installation by up to 80%. Impact Subsea has developed what it claims to be the world's smallest imaging sonar, called the ISS 360. It's optionally available with integrated attitude and heading reference systems, AHRS. Burns has announced the addition of a new 1.25mm optical ferrule as part of its high-performance, high-density dry mate connector range, suitable for applications up to 6 kilometers in depth. The 1.25mm ferrule provides single-mode and multi-mode options with low insertion losses for subsea applications in extremely high density pin configurations. Applied Acoustics has redesigned the DuraSpark. The Sparker sound sources now feature faster rep rates, tunable electrode banks and adjustable source heights, all resulting in clearer, high-resolution data, ideal for use in offshore wind farms. If you want to know more about subsea engineering, read UT2, the magazine, or UT3, the online magazine of the Society for Underwater Technology. If you're seeing this on YouTube, please subscribe.